Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone, the math programmer here. In my last tutorial, I covered escape sequences, like what are escape sequences, how we use them and why we need them in our programs. In case if you haven't watched that, please click on this link appearing on the screen or in the description below. And if anything was unclear, do comment. And in this tutorial, we will be covering how to take input from the user in the command prompt by using different data types. Now without further delay, let's get started. Guys, I won't be starting my program up from scratch now. I'll be simply using a prepared layout and editing that. In case you don't know how to set up your program, click on this link appearing on the screen or watch one of my previous tutorials. In that, I've shown you guys how to set up your program in a very easy way. Now before I start editing this program, let me tell you a little bit about data types. Here is a list of different types of data types. Now all the different data types have different types of functions. Sadly, we won't be able to cover each and every function in this tutorial. We'll be covering the main ones, the ones that I highlighted in this list. Now, each and every data type has different bytes of memory. They can range, some have 1, some have 4, some can even go up to 8. And some also range depending on the program or the value assigned to it. The character data type basically deals with symbols and alphabets. We can also initialize numbers to them, but they won't be read as numbers. I'll be covering this in the tutorial later. The integer data type has 4 bytes of memory and is used basically for numbers. The float data type also has 4 bytes of memory and is also used for numbers. But unlike integers, this supports decimal values, which I'll be showing in the program. Let's take one last look at this list. I'll be providing a link for this list in the description. Now let's get started on our program. In today's tutorial, we'll be covering the integer data type, float data type, last but not least the character data type also. First things first, we have to declare a data type, integer a. Now any number I write will be stored in this variable. Let's test it out. Cout, extraction operator, speech marks, semicolon, enter any number. To take an input from the user using the cin syntax, which is basically we write cin, then an insertion operator, and then the variable we declared above. Now to check the value that gets stored in the variable, we'll be adding another extraction operator here. Then we'll be writing our variable to see its value. Let's run the program. Enter any value. I'll be writing over here 5, and the value of our variable a is now 5. Now if I write over here 5.7, I'll still be getting 5 because we are already limited to numbers in this data type. Now if I don't want to take an input from the user and directly declare a value, I'll simply be doing this. Where I declared my variable, I'll be initializing a value to it. This is called variable initialization. Let's run this program. As you can see, the value of our variable a is 5. Now in case if I want to use decimals, I'll simply add float. Let's uncomment this and run the program. Now as I wrote in my previous program, 5.5 only got 5, but now I got 5.5 in decimal value. The value of a is now 5.5. Also, when declaring a variable, declaring a variable, you can write any number, any alphabet, anything you want. We can also initialize a value on this if we want. The procedure is the same. Let's comment this out and run the program. As you can see, the value of our declared variable is 5.4. Now that we have covered this out, let's move to characters. Character A, enter any alphabet. Now let's run our program. Now I'll write over here, for example, B. The value of our variable A is now B. We can also initialize symbols in this, or if we want, we can also write numbers over here. But this will only read the first digit. I'll explain this later in the program, in the tutorial. Now, for example, if I want to write a whole sentence, the mad programmer, this will only store the first word of the first alphabet of the first word, because this only has 1 byte memory. So this will only store one word. To store a whole sentence or a whole word, we'll have to use arrays, which I'll be covering in our oncoming tutorials. One last thing, we can also initialize a value to a character. It's a little bit different than integers and float. After writing the equals operator, we have to add 2 quotes over here. In the middle of the quote, you can write any number or any other alphabet or any symbol or something if you guys want. Let's test it out. As you can see, a value has been declared to the variable A. Now when you write numbers over here, this is basically read as a character. So this number 4 over here has no properties of the number 4. It's just a character. I hope everything was clear in this tutorial. If anything is unclear, please comment and I'll be replying to each and every comment. And if you guys like this video and found it to your needs, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for further tutorials. And also do share this video with your friends on social platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, or any other. And in my next tutorial, I'll be covering arithmetic operators. Basically, those deal with calculating procedures. They're used in calculators and in other functions in a program also. I'll be covering the details in my next tutorial. Thank you.